We go live to Venezuela. Attorney General Tarek William Saab offers statements.
Las acciones que vamos tomando en función de las denuncias que vamos recibiendo acá en la sede del Ministerio Público.
No escucho.
Como se sabe, el día domingo se realizó un acto bufo, una especie de teatro de utilería para engañar tanto a la opinión pública nacional como internacional, utilizando lamentablemente no solamente
not just,
yo diría, vamos
I
a
would say,
con la buena fe siempre,
with a good faith that always characterizes us,
de buena intención,
of our good intentions.
a una convocatoria
I made a call
basadas en el derecho humano a la participación política,
based on the human rights and politics participation.
la realización de unas elecciones primarias.
We are going to do primary elections.
Que previamente, y eso es público y comunicacional, habían solicitado
the opposition, the unitary, has requested to the only authority, the National Council of Elections, these primary elections. So it was already known.
Político opositor denunciaban las irregularidades que se estaban cometiendo a nivel nacional previo a ese día domingo.
The opposition,
uno de los millares de ejemplos y de denuncias
the opposition even denounced the irregularities of elections of previous. Mocking the willing of those who wanted to bet on these elections. They committed a plurality of crimes that I'm going to say now. That's why we could refer that this fraud made us recall, and it is in history, that plebiscite made by Marco Perez, a dictator, a very criminal dictator of this country. Particularly, he made a very deed that seek to kill many. So his dictator's attitude led to summon another plebiscite, and he was self-proclaimed president with just 20% of the ballots. So this action made us recall that historical event. Suddenly, they were announced by thousands of people, but actually the reality was something else. They let the election, the National Council of Election aside. So this press release could help political organizations to know that to know the truth. National. So the public ministry has heard the claim of the leader of the opposition, Jose Brito, national legislator of the opposition. That person made a call for to open an investigation. That statement of legislator Jose Brito requesting the public ministry, the acting, the ruling, that now it is on due course. In many centers, material was, we get run out of materials, and it is not the first time that they participate in a fraud election. So I request to open an investigation we know that primary elections was an outrage. Well, in that regard, not just legislator Jose Brito made it, but other leaders of opposition made such call, as the head of legal action. And in that sense, we have appointed the attorney 3 and the national aid that they are competent to these kinds of crimes to lead this investigation. The member of the technical committee of elections on the side of the opposition, Nelson, denounced publicly that the figures offered were made up. According to his statement, there weren't 500,000 ballots. We are talking about a figure that has the responsibility of summoning people to that event on last Sunday. Well, I'm going to show you a video, a very short video, 30 seconds last, in which we can see live the electoral commission of the state of Suate. We are going to see the foolishness of this statement. You can there estimate what occurred, how these polling stations were placed. What you are going to see is a cutting-edge technology. It's really impressive. Maybe developed countries don't have this kind of technology. This occurred in all the country, in the independence municipality. So they are counting votes there. 348. 1, 3, 4, 8, 18. 9 and 8 are 17. Sirs, I think, I don't know that the countries from Europe, from the first world, they could see such a made-up story that we have just seen. A very so this was a total mess. Someone has to laugh, not to be crying. I would say I couldn't describe more than what we are just seeing in it. What is what they want to tell if the reality speaks for itself? Obviously, it is a fraud. Who finances this? Who is behind this? Why didn't they listen to the same denounces that the opposition made? In that regard, I want to detail that the crimes we are alleging, we are going to develop as a line of investigation. We have just seen a mockery to the nation, to the own voters who attend on Sunday's elections. They usurp the functions of the National Council of Elections. Usurpation of identity. They used names, IDs, last names that didn't assist, that there were absentees voters, but when they announced the number of ballots, of course they usurped the voters' identity. Where are the books referring the steps, the entrance of these ballots? Obviously, several groupings, several organizations get together to commit these crimes. And the Constitution of Venezuela, approved by referendum in December 1999, and even the previous one, and the established the steps for elections. And the Article 293 and the Item 6, the National Council of Elections is the one in charge of arranging elections with and organizations regard political organizations. Political organizations who usurped these functions would commit crime. Likewise, I want to highlight that on September 22nd, they presented a document regarding these first elections. I wondered that box we saw in the video, the wrong numbers, surpasses an automated machine. Tell me, you reporters, as experts, some of you experts in elections, is that correct? Is that legal? Not even the ways of elections they respected. They mock the country and the voters attending these first elections. I want to highlight that by implementing the automated election systems, we end former fraud. So these people preferred these kinds of things, a box and the wrong numbers, which have no support at all. Where are the pieces of evidence that such data are true? Why? Where is the pieces of evidence? Where are the pieces of evidence? That's how could they say it's illegal? There's nothing they could support. I want to stand out regarding other crimes. That the organizers of this incident have used without consent the identity of plenty of people who didn't attend these first elections, which is a crime. Another line of investigation is who bought those boxes and pencils. In that regard, I announced that these people are going, the president and vice president of the National Council of Elections are going to be called in the next coming days and hours. They should appear and respond to these crimes. So we are going to call presidents of regional codes. In that regard, we are, as Venezuelans, of any political tendency, we have to recall the country that in Venezuela there is an automated election system, which is considered one of the best in the world for its security, and at the same time it is a system that guarantees the voters' rights, the voters because it has an authenticity biometric system, The physical vote, which is imprinted in a special paper, so the machine has a fixed memory. The electronic vote, it is transmitted to the polling stations. I wonder that precarious box with the pencil, so that we saw there, they were arguing about the addings. Do they have all this cutting-edge technology? Where are the proper documents there? They have nothing. I would say they use medieval. They use the old technology. So they raised claims from other candidates there occurred several frauds in the 1990s from presidential candidates. In that regard, disclosing fake data from an elections event, it is a fraud to Constitution. It is crystal clear that they committed a crime on the sidelines of Constitution, so it will have the due aftermath. I feel that we, as announcers, we contribute to a climate of political stability. We respect democracy and Constitution, and most of all, voters. There were some resignations in the context of this mockery on past Sunday. In that regard, I am open to answering questions about these announcements. Good afternoon, Leonel Ratamar from teleSUR. Good afternoon. Attorney General Brito denounced other organizations. Is there a line of investigation against this organization? Well, yes, indeed. Among the investigations we initiated with two other attorney generals, we included as a line of investigation the directors of these organizations. So, yes, it's positive. They have to appear, those directors have to appear. Dulce Feliciano.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
¿Tiene previsto el Ministerio Público en esta oportunidad citar
Do you plan
testigos
to
que hayan en esta jornada de las elecciones primarias?
Do you plan to call witnesses of these first elections who have claimed illegalities from these first elections? As well, I would say as a lawyer and attorney general that the just public claim very thorough from these people are pieces of evidence. However, we are not dismissing calling them as witnesses in order to for them to they can broaden this information on fraud. So it is possible. Well, thank you very much for your attention.
We were listening live the statements of Venezuela's Attorney General Tarek William Saab, who referred to Sunday's primaries held by the opposition and the numerous irregularities that were denounced and proven. In response to different requests from within the opposition itself to open an investigation to these electoral crimes, the Attorney General announced the 2 prosecutors that will be in charge of said investigation into the usurpation of the National Electoral Council's functions, identity theft, manipulation of official documents, and criminal association. Tarek said the President and Vice President of the primaries commissions will have to testify in the coming days in front of the Public Prosecutor's Office, as well as the head of the different commissions at the national level. We will have updates on this and other topics in upcoming news brief, so stay tuned with teleSUR English.